Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this course Certification in Quantity Surveying, and we are measuring the quantity of the binding wire today. Let us first of all know what exactly the binding wire is all about. The binding wire, first of all, the purpose of this one is to tie the steel in the field of the construction, whatever the bars we use, and the purpose of that one is to keep the structure intact. As the steel gets disturbed, sometimes it might happen that you have given a good nice amount of steel in properly designed steel for the slab, and while actually casting the and concreting process, the steel bars are going to get as the spacing was quite good, but when they were going to get concreting, the spacing has got disturbed and they have come together and anything, so that component may be risky after the complete process of construction. So for that we need to make it sure that the steel is been tied together properly. Now those binding wires are made of mild steel itself, and the diameter ranges from 0.16 to 2 mm. And on a site, we do have a commonly used diameters 0.8, 1 and 1.2 mm, whose gauges are 20, 18 and 16 gauges. And 18 gauges steel is the most commonly used on site. Okay, so next one are what are the types of knots that we do have. And the first knot we have is for the simple tie, that is for the light floor mats. So these types of mats, when there is no hefty work is going to happen, there is no sudden movement of those maps, they are not going to get lifted, and they are just going to be tied at the same place, and concreting is going to take place at the same place. Means if suppose this is only 1.1 meter of excavation is done, and you have found a hard rock over here. Hmm. Now what is the process? You're going to do some PCC onto this one, and then you're going to lay this reinforcement. And whatever the reinforcement that you're going to lay, that will be at the same place. You're not going to tie it over here and then lift it over here, because the distance is not that big. You can directly tie those reinforcement at the place of the construction itself, so where there is no hefty movement, sudden movement. So at that time you can have the simple ties. The next one is a wall tie, which are used for the vertical mats. As the name itself suggests, we have to work against the gravity. So whatever the vertical bars are there, they need to be tied at the proper position with the horizontal bars. So for this, the proper bonding into these two bars, we need to have, and we need to assure that vertical bars are going to be intact. They're not going to fall because of gravity. So based on that, the wall tie this knot is very helpful. Next one is a double strand single tie. So this is the same. This number one tie and number three are the mostly used this types of knots on the site, depending upon the type of the work you have, depending upon the type of the bars you're using. So these types of knots are very commonly used. Single that there is only simple difference between simple tie and a double strand single tie is just the one strand is used and two strands are used into this one. That's the only difference. The next one is a saddle tie. Saddle. When the work is going to be lifting from one place to other place, and along with it there are certain movements of the mats. So for that purpose we go for this type of knot. Next one is a tie with a twist. This is the this is the one wherein there is a huge amount of movement of the mats. Along with it, they are going to be you know go for the huge load. So for that, these mats are these types of knots are used when there is a heavy mats construction is to be done. The next one is this is a combination of the cross tie. This is a combination of the saddle and simple knot, you can say, but in a complex way, and there is no twist in a bars when you're not expecting any twist in a bar. So for that purpose you need to have this type of knot. So on a site, as I told you, the knot number 1 and knot number 3 are most commonly used ones. And the next one we have is a thumb rule for calculating the binding wire. So that rule, as I have already told you, there is a thumb rule which is for 100 kg of a steel that we are going to consume on a site. 0.9 to 13, 1.3 kg of the reinforcement binding wire we are going to need. That is ultimately for 1 ton, that is 100 kg. We will need 9 to 13 kg of the binding wire. Okay, so based on how much amount of concreting you're done, based on that the reinforcement will be already defined by you. and based on that reinforcement quantity you will define what is the amount of binding wire we need to order. So for that, just a thumb rule, if you have done a 5000 kg of reinforcement into your site, so ultimately you need to multiply this 9 to 13, any based on the type of knot you are using, based on the amount of work is there, height of the concreting you are doing. So with the help of that you need to figure out amount of binding wire you're going to order on site. Okay, with this I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.